people, it's Matthew, and basically what it is with this file, I just want to say that I did a very much raw piece of footage with a kind man, a respectable guy called Cryptic Star. His channel is called The Cryptic Star, and I'd like you to subscribe to Cryptic Star because he's a very genuine guy that's seeing the proof of these objects up there in the heavens. He's up there using his camcorders and that, and he's catching the footage daily all the time. A very kind, respectable man. And basically, it's just catching the truth, and we're all getting to the truth very, very slowly but surely, as government is feeding us all the time, so we have to find out the truth ourselves. Anyway, this piece of footage I'm going to show you is basically a link with Cryptic Star and myself. Quality is a bit poor because of the distance from where he lives in America, and I live here in the northern hemisphere, the UK. So the signal's quite poor, but you can just catch the messages on the video. It's completely raw as well. It hasn't been edited or anything. So I just thought it'd be good for all the subscribers to, if you know, to listen to it. It's very important, and yeah. So I will open the footage now. And respect to everybody, and also please subscribe to Cryptic Star. He's a great guy, a real great guy, that's looking, and he knows the truth out there. He knows things are happening, just like you. Very kind people.
Ray, I had like 2 months of footage. They hacked me, Matt. What? 2 weeks ago, I got hacked into. 2 months of footage is wiped out. I didn't back it up. I didn't put it in protective archives. So it's gone. That was the most compelling 2 months of everything. I was seeing purple. The Earth was purple in space, man. Purple. The ISS was purple. I still got pictures of the sun in space purple, looking like a quasar. It looked like a quasar. It literally looked like a quasar, but I think that's the lensing system that we've talked about for months that's in place up there.
It is up there, yeah. NASA has basically built that object. They started designing it in the 1950s.
That's what I
Now
figured.
they've got it up there now.
That's what I was telling my wife. I said they've known about this longer than 1979. You know, I was like, get out of my craw. There is no way on God's green earth. And you got Kennedy talking about putting a man on the moon within 10 years. No, wait a minute. What's the rush? You start thinking about things like that. What is the rush? Then you start thinking about things. They're talking about rushing people to Mars. I remember you talking about that. At first, it was like, oh, it's going to take us X amount of time. Now they're talking about trying to get somebody up there by 2020. What? 2022? I don't know.
Crazy. It's getting crazy. It's crazy. We're just being spoon-fed the situation on the news media. They're not telling us the truth. They're just coming out of all these to keep our eyes down.
Yep. It's all a disinformation plot, just like you said, just like you and Scott were talking about, in which we knew this anyways. But like you've always said, you know, the people, they just, and I don't want to call them sheep because it's kind of disrespectful. So the people, they don't want to see this.
They don't. They're just walking around all day with their eyes down on their iPhones and that. And the thing is, the skies have completely changed now. They're completely changed.
Oh man, let me look outside here, dude. It's gray and white. It's been gray and white forever. All right, I got that clear spot the other morning. If you were looking at my video. And that's when I spotted my asteroid object in front of the moon. But 2 days ago, it was behind the moon.
It's up there. There's things up there. They're chemtrailing the moon every day to hide that object as well.
They did
up there at night time now as well.
When I was watching your videos back 3 months ago when I first started, because I really got into your videos, I started watching everybody. But I was watching you the most because you were actually catching this. And people are just like, no, they didn't want to believe it. I'm like, dude, that's real. I'm like, it's real. And I kept promoting your channel. I just kept taking bits and pieces of your footage. I was like, you need to go check out Matt Rogers. You need to go check out Matt Rogers. You need to go check out Matt Rogers. And so here you are.
Respect. Because at the end of the day, things are happening up there now. You know what I mean? And also your channel with your footage and stuff and is absolutely outstanding, 100%. But still, as you said, people are still stuck on the fence. They don't want to. They don't want to be. I mean, they're up there now.
Yeah.
The horizons have changed. You know the morning horizons. Have you seen the redness behind them chem clouds?
Matt,
as the sun's coming up.
Oh my God!
It's happening every day. We're in December now. We're in December now. Look at the skies.
Matt, it's
all the evidence is there.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me tell you what the temperature is. See, I can't believe Scott didn't talk to you about this. Yeah. He should have been talking to you exactly about this. Matt, it is. Give me 1 second, and my phone will update real fast. I've been having problems with the internet as well.
Okay.
Phones,
phone
interference. Well. It is 45 degrees here. 45 degrees.
45.
That's not right. I'm in the higher elevation. I'm in the mountains, man. That's not right. Man.
No, that's not right at all. No.
And I tell people this.
6 or 7 degrees here. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be. It's cold in the winter here in the UK. And the thing is, though, it's up 14. It's 13, 14 degrees. It's warm outside. It's warm.
Yeah.
Red.
Exactly.
I mean, the thing is, it's dark, but you can see them red. Normally in the wintertime, you see black skies with the stars. It's red. You know what I mean? So some it's reflecting up there.
Every
and
night
I believe that
it's red. Every night it is red. If it's cloudy and the clouds are hanging low, and if you notice the last couple years, my wife gave me an article.
Yes, yeah.
The last couple years, planes have been flying lower. They've been flying low in the sky.
It is.
And I never even noticed that.
Yeah. Affected by the sun as well. You know what I mean? So.
Yes. Yeah.
And as all these earthquakes, in the early 90s, the earthquakes, they weren't so bad.
Oh.
But now it's happening. These are happening every day.
Really?
The government, they don't want you to know this. They give this false media to make everything all perfect on the news. It's not the world. There's lots of strange happenings now across the world now, you know?
You want to talk about earthquakes, though. And like I said, I don't know if you caught, we're all doing videos, so we're barely able to catch up with each other's videos. But I did like an extensive earthquake report last night, all the way through the night, man. And from, I want to say 8 o'clock in the evening, all the way up until about 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, this morning, from 604 earthquakes, and this is in a day span. It was at 604 earthquakes at 8 o'clock last night. When I got off work this morning in an 8-hour time, 12-hour time, it was already up to 866 earthquakes. So over the night, the course of the night, it was over 250 earthquakes. And I'm talking about they were ranging between the 4 and the 5 magnitude range. There is a stream of 1, 2, and 3 magnitude range. New Zealand is littered with 1 and 2 magnitude earthquakes. Littered.
The thing is, though, they give false readings, right? What it is, like NOAA and basically all these government, they give all the false. It's basically a 7.1 is an 8.1.
Oh.
Magnitude. Stop mass panic. They don't want to. You know what I mean? It's readings all the time, and it's well on the news media, on the internet. Basically, with these chemtrails as well, they basically say the contrails. There's no such thing as chemtrails. They want to push all the lies to the public to just keep the tax.
To keep the lie going, to perpetrate the lie.
Yeah.
To keep the lie going for as long as they can, because what Prep Ozzy's been talking about, and he's dead on because I've been looking at his charts. I've been doing my own homework. They're funding Deutsche Bank. My buddy just withdrew all his money out of the stock market not 3 weeks ago. Yeah. Yeah.
It's all madness, isn't it? The thing is, though, the public don't want to look down that angle of all the money situation, you know?
But, Matt, we knew it in 2008.
Absolute brilliant guy.
We knew it in 2008.
Yeah.
We knew it.
Yeah.
Because what was going on between England, us, and the Asian markets, when it all went down, and then they spoofed us out of 700 billion. You know what I mean? Remember that? They got the American people for $700 billion. And then it's just like my thought process was they're going to do it again. And it's going to be real soon. And real soon was within a decade. And here we are.
That's right. They just want to pull the wool in front of our eyes. They don't want us to know anything. Do you know what I mean? Nothing. The system is coming in. They know it. All these underground city bunkers,
my dad
they've been building them for years, spending trillions and trillions of dollars.
My dad worked on those in the 70s. Yes. Yes, he did. And I've been down in there when I was a kid. I was down in the Cal Sag one, 30 miles outside of Chicago. I'd been down there. Went about 400 feet down. They go about, like you guys said, at that time, they weren't like a mile and a half. They were just getting down to like 3/4 of a mile down. Those things are massively deep and huge.
That's madness.
Huge. It runs from Skokie, Illinois, all the way down to Danville, Illinois. They got one in Dallas, I think New York, and then somewhere between California and Colorado. And they're, like everybody always said, they're all interconnected. That's the truth.
They are.
That's the truth.
There's
train system down there.
What was all this thing about the Walmart? Connected to the Walmart, some of these places, aren't they?
Yes. That's the truth. Nobody wants to believe it.
But the thing is, I know.
Nobody wants
to believe it. It's a crazy situation, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. You said that you've been down in the bunkers, you know what I mean? That's
well, not in the bunker.
Proof that you've seen these situations.
It's the hole itself. It's the entrance when they were building all the tunnels that were going to go in there to go to different levels of the whole tunneling system, the way they've got it set up. It's absolutely crazy.
Yes.
It's all on levels. You got a train level. You got massive highway systems under there. Massive highway systems. This is my dad before he told me this long before he died. And we've had these conversations when I got older, when I was able to understand a hell of a lot more. And he just told me, he said, man, they've got so much under there, it's insane.
Oh gosh, I'm so pleased it's coming out what you're saying though, because all the subscribers and people, you know what I mean, you've given some good. You know what I mean? It's so important that we get the information out.
The John Moores and all of them, they're telling them this. Then they don't want to believe it. John Moore's not a liar. When you quote him and you plug him, I just shake my head like, yeah, because he's telling the truth. Everything he's saying corroborates what my dad was telling me when I grew up. So how can I not listen to that man?
No, it's true. It's true. Even my granddad, my granddad was like a dad to me, back in the day. Mm-hmm. And he said to me, he used to, look at the stars and the moon and everything. And he said, in my lifetime, something big will happen in my lifetime. Stuck in there all that time, you know what I mean? And I believe that, and he was in the army, in the military back then. My grand was basically in, what's the word? In like the secret sort of service thing in London.
OSS?
Okay? She was working for one of these, I don't know, it's like, what's that bit? There's a military building near the Thames in London. It's like, it's the English version. Basically, anyway,
I know what you're talking about.
She wasn't allowed to, but she wasn't allowed to say anything to him. He would say, but the thing is, I believe they did have a talk. Do you know what I mean? And basically, when she said that to my brother and I, that something big will happen, and I believe that, man. You know what I mean? I believe, and I think this is part of this situation. And looking what's going on now in the skies, it's here now.
This is it. This is basically what my dad was telling in a roundabout way. He was telling me this.
Yes.
He wasn't telling me as there's a planetary system. But he was basically saying there's going to be things in the heavens sooner or later to come to this earth.
Right.
That's what he would say. There are going to be things in the heavens sooner or later to come to this earth. And I'm like, what do you mean, Dad? And he's like, well, there's a reason why we're building these tunnels. And then he left it at that until I got older.
My God, everything, you know what I mean? It's a situation that's coming now. You know, even these ghost cities, and where are these ghost cities? Are they in China? He's got these big flats, these huge places with no one living in them, and it's all for a big event, I believe. You know what I mean?
Well,
it's all basically.
Let's see, we got the underground. They've got underground tunnels as well. Russia just finished theirs, and I believe they got something in the Antarctics. I believe they got something up there. I believe that. Not sure.
Because the thing is, you know, when the pole shifted before, on basically Antarctica have got towns 20 miles, you know, like with under the ice. The military are covering all them areas, so no one can from that, you know.
Well,
they're covering up there.
There's something up there, man. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
there's something up in the North Pole and the South Pole. I mean, come on, let's be honest.
They've been hiding it for us for years, man. You know what I mean?
We're talking hundreds.
They've gone try and go up there, and they've been assassinated. Do you know what I mean? They've never come back.
Hey, did you see what was it, Buzz Aldrin? Did you see that article on Buzz Aldrin when he got rushed out of there, and then he tweeted, or somebody tweeted that there's something in the Antarctic and it's evil, and then they took the tweet down, but it was supposedly under Buzz Aldrin's Twitter account, and then they pulled it down. Said it was a joke.
They pull everything down. That is, I've heard of that. They did do that. Yeah, and basically they do it to everybody.
Yeah.
That Lloyd Pye, he was. I believe he was object that gave him cancer. From carrying on talking.
Okay.
And you've got that that Phil Snyder. You've just heard of him?
Yes.
Truther that basically got assassinated as well, you know?
Yep. There's a
truth and stuff of what's been going on around the world.
And you know, you guys have reported on it. Let's see, you have, Scott has, WSO has. You guys have mentioned the untimely deaths, we shall say, of these astronomers and scientists of this phenomenon that's actually coming in right now that people don't want to believe. And Dr. Harrington is at the top of that list. And then we look at Carlos Ferrata, which, you know, he told it the best, to be honest. He was really honest about what was going to happen when this system came through.
He was even in tears when he was doing the reporting, you know what I mean?
He was serious.
On the videos.
He was serious. Yeah. I took him completely serious. I don't know why nobody else.
It's coming in. There's no doubt about it.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay, man. Everything's changing now. If you think back about 5 years ago, did you see these skies like this? You didn't, did you? But now.
Hey, you know why?
You
know why I didn't see them? Because I was a sheep.
Why?
Because I was a sheeple again. How I am now, I was like this 15 years ago. And then all of a sudden, you know, I get married, you know, you forget about things, you get wrapped up, you have kids, you forget about, you know, the things that are happening in the world. So I returned to I digressed. I returned to a sheep. So, no, I didn't see it. But when
I know what you mean.
Yep. I didn't see
100%. I know. I understand what you mean. Yeah. But the thing is, though, I'm going to say this. 2 years ago, I was living in another house, and basically it's got a big wide window at the back of the house upstairs. It's a room, and it's got a window. And I started looking at the stars. Something attracted me to start looking at the stars. And I was being persistent by doing this. I was basically, and at 2 a.m., I think I've told you this, at 2 a.m. in the morning, it was on the 14th of October 2015, and I was about to just go indoors, okay? The windows are open, it's freezing. And I've looked up towards the plough system, and I've seen these two light up really bright together, like they were acting like stars. But you know, when you look at the star system, you will notice all the stuff, you will just get the knowledge of where they are and everything by keep looking. And then basically these objects, they lit up and then they started moving south. Started to believe, like you said, when you have your children, you get married and you become all.
Exactly.
But when I looked at them objects, it changed everything.
Yeah.
So since then, I've been a true believer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Different up there, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
something is different up there, brother.
I was a truther, but like I said, I fell off. And to be honest, what woke me up to this whole situation was a dream. And the dream was very vivid.
Yeah, you said.
It was very vivid. And I came straight up out of the bed, sat on the side of the bed, lit up a cigarette, started smoking a cigarette, and I'm like, something's going on. I started getting on YouTube, and I'm trolling around, seeing something on Planet X. I said, oh, what's going on here? And I started looking. Then you popped up, WSO, a bunch of other channels, so I started going down the way. And I'm like, is this really going on? Is this hitting me right? So then it just, from that day forward, and then my wife was into it, you know, for a minute. She gave me a lot of good ideas, pointed me in the right directions. And here I am. Yeah. There's nothing more I can say. Here, 6 months later, I've stayed with it every day, looking at you guys, looking at everything, going with what you guys are saying, looking in the right spots, because I had to locate it. I didn't know where to look.
It's just, you're wide awake to the situation now, and the schooling and everything, and all the media and all the lies and everything. They want you to keep your eyes down. Do you know what I mean? And they don't like it that you.
No.
You can do this, you know.
It's like what the Scott and them said the other night, and I seen the same movie, and so did you probably. The movie by John Carpenter, They Live. Just like that. They don't want to say, this one sees. No, they don't want us seeing anything, man. The Earth was purple in space, man. Purple. The ISS was purple. I still got pictures of the sun in space purple, looking like a quasar. It looked like a quasar. It literally looked like a quasar, but I think that's the lensing system that we've talked about for months that's in place up there.
It is up there, yeah. NASA has basically built that object. They started designing it in the 1950s.
That's what I
Now they've got it up there now.
That's what I was telling my wife. I said, they've known about this longer than 1979. You know, I was like, get out of my craw. There is no way on God's green earth. And you got Kennedy talking about
this government is feeding us all the time, so we have to find out the truth ourselves. Anyway, this piece of footage I'm going to show you is basically a link with Cryptic Star and myself. Quality is a bit poor because of the distance from where he lives in America, and I live here in the northern hemisphere, the UK. So the signal's quite poor, but you can just catch the messages on the video. It's completely raw as well. It hasn't been edited or anything. So I just thought it'd be good for all the subscribers to, to listen to it. It's very important, and yeah. So I will.
Putting a man on the moon within 10 years? No. Wait a minute. What's the rush? You start thinking about things like that. What is the rush? Then you start thinking about things. They're talking about rushing people to Mars. I remember you talking about that. At first, it was like, oh, it's going to take us X amount of time. Now they're talking about trying to get somebody up there by 2020. What? 2022? I don't know.
Crazy. It's getting crazy. It's crazy. We're just being spoon-fed the situation on the news media. They're not telling us the truth. They're just coming out of all these to keep our eyes down.
Yep. It's all a disinformation plot, just like you said.
Look at the footage now. I respect to everybody. And also, please subscribe to Cryptic Scar. He's a great guy, a real great guy. That's looking, and he knows the truth out there. He knows things are happening, just like you. Very kind people.
Ray, I had like 2 months of footage. They hacked me, Matt. What? 2 weeks ago, I got hacked into. 2 months of footage is wiped out. I didn't back it up. I didn't put it in protective archives, so it's gone. That was the most compelling 2 months of everything. I was seeing purple.
People, it's Matthew, and basically what it is with this file, I just want to say that I did a very much raw piece of footage with a kind man, a respectable guy called Cryptic Star. His channel is called The Cryptic Star, and I'd like you to subscribe to Cryptic Star because he's a very genuine guy that's seeing the proof of these objects up there in the heavens. He's up there using his camcorders and that, and he's catching the footage daily all the time. A very kind, respectable man. And basically, it's just catching the truth, and we're all getting to the truth very, very slowly but surely.